Metro Boomin suggested that we start with drums first.
I do also feel like today is often slept on by the younger generation, the power of starting with your drums first and securing a for sure bounce that's gonna work.
In FL Studio, if you right click this button here, the typing keyboard to piano, you can actually select the Slice X or the FPC, which means you can play your typing keyboard with these plugins open. Open up a drum break, let's do one from AJ Hall, right click and then open up in Slice X. From here, slice it by medium slicing. Go to your channel rack and make sure your typing keyboard is set to Slice X. Make sure your octave is C and 4. Now you can type on your keyboard to make sounds. Now use your typing keyboard to make your drum pattern. Here's the famous Scott Storch melody secret. In Still Dre, Scott Storch starts with A minor, but instead of playing A minor ACE, he raises it to what's called the first inversion, taking the A note and raising it up an octave. And as he strums the second chord, which is E minor, he actually plays the second inversion of E minor, so E and G are at the top. Scott Storch is also known for his very distinctive pitch bending. So in FL Studio, if you go to Control and Channel Pitch, you can actually add pitch bends in the bottom here to each note. Here's the secret behind Pierre Bourne's fire beats. It's the rhythm called tresillo, so basically it's tap, 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 just slowed down and sped up to different tempos. And if you look at some of his chords, he uses ninth chords, but he doesn't play the third. So firstly, this is a D major ninth with no third. Secondly, this is a C sharp minor ninth with no third. And you can also try C minor seventh chords and moving into major sixth chords. I got these from Finna Finesse on YouTube. Here's how you program your drums just like Kanye West in FL Studio. Firstly, find your drum break. We're gonna right click and open in a new Slice X. From here, we're gonna click on Dull Slicing. Right click and select the Slice X layout. Now you can play your typing keyboard and it will trigger the drum break. Try pitching up your sample about 7 semitones to get that chipmunk sound. And lastly, Kanye uses a lot of danceable BPM, so look at 100, 108. And 2, Kanye West was both an artist and a producer. That's why people love him the way they do.
Just to be poured out.
I was always a fan of the Neptunes music production. In this video, I'm going to show you the tips I learned from the Neptunes. The first tip is to add really high frequency pianos like a Rhodes piano. Secondly, these are some strings, but I played them in an arpeggio style and I played them spread out, so you really can't tell the chord type. Instead of starting on the root note, I actually started at the 5th, and I went up to the 4th and then back to the tonic. Another Neptunes music theory hack is taking your main key and then using a parallel key. So in this case, we're starting on a minor chord and then it moves to a major chord. Here's how to make beats like Dr. Dre. You can start at the 90 BPM mark. This will allow the kick and the snare to have a push-pull effect.
Okay, come back in it, y'all fake. Oh, okay.
Dr. Dre drums mimic the funk style where it's just boom, ka, boom, boom, ka, or boom, ka, boom, ka. You also want to experiment with different articulations of a guitar like mutes and the wah effect. One of the cool secrets of Dr. Dre beats is his use of panning. You can either automate the panning or use a plugin like Fruity Stereo Enhancer. Just mess with the phase offset. You can use different acoustic basses or simple electric bass. Here's the secret to Timbaland's bounce. The true secret is that your music should move people, so look for danceable BPMs or ways to create faster beats. His melodies are played just like drums, with tons of rhythm and truncated notes. You'll also find that the hi-hats have a lot of rhythm and dynamic. They also play faster than usual hi-hats in modern music today. And you'll find this pattern in most top records. It's called the Tresillo kick pattern. When picking samples, Timbaland uses these subtly pitch changing samples that just grab the ear. You can use the flutter option in this Mellotron plugin. Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how to get a classic reverb that's worth $5,000 for free. Go to Samplicity and download these free impulse responses. Also look for the Liquid Sonics version of these impulse responses. Open up your favorite reverb that can load impulse responses. I'm using Altiverb 8. Now you can load these up right into Altiverb. Here's how to make beats like Dilla.
Put on the website the rules of Dilla Studios.
Try alternating your hi-hat velocity. And for your snares, try changing up the timing so they're not the same exact time every time they hit. You can also try adding a swing bass instead of adding the double ghost kick. Try using the double ghost kick but with a bass. And when you're chopping your sample, you don't always have to be on the downbeat. Sometimes J Dilla would add these offbeat chops that added to the groove.
Right now, I'd say my favorite, My Baby. I got put onto this joint by Madlib and JD on them.
If you want to make your sample chops sound like MF Doom, try this free SP303 vinyl simulator for Ableton. It's an audio effect rack. Just load up the Simpler plugin in Ableton and drag your sample in. Then click on the Slice tab. Play your samples and then make sure you load up the audio rack.
I got put onto this joint by Madlib and JD on them. The 303.